During the spring, 1/3 of all newborn calves are killed by one highly specialized deer hunter. This grizzly bear has just come out of a 5-month hibernation and she's famished. The grizzly's sense of smell is 2,000 times better than a human. But this calf has a trick to avoid being sniffed out. She has been born almost without scent herself. The bear's nose is no use. But grizzlies are smart and have other tactics. She methodically combs through the meadow. Must stay absolutely still. The worst thing to do now is run. The bear ambles away, unaware of the meal that was under her nose. The mother returns to her calf. Her legs are growing stronger. Her mother can now lead her back toward the mountains and the safety of the herd. In the Rockies, sometimes the bravest animals come in the smallest sizes. A scent is in the air. And it's turning the males into warriors. It's the most important moment in their year. All the males are picking up the scent, drawing it up into the roof of their mouths, analyzing the smell. The females produce this particular perfume only when they're in heat. Each female is fertile for just 2 days. Not a chance a red-blooded ram wants to miss. But to get to mate, they first have to fight the other males. It begins with pushing and shoving, but quickly goes below the belt. Goading each other, seeing who's strongest, who's up for it. And then the fight is on. This is their one chance. They've got to take it. The horns can weigh 15 kilograms. As much as the rest of their bones. It's the biggest rumble in the Rockies. It echoes for miles around the mountains. clashing horns with 8 times the force that would fracture a human skull. Other creatures would get brain damage. But bighorns have double-thickness skulls to soak up the shock. The losers are left with a sore head. They'll have to wait a whole year for another shot at mating. The victors get the females. They've seized their chance and won. In the foothills of Mount Machapuchari in Nepal, the water is so powerful, it bores a hole into the mountain. Here, the rock is mainly limestone. It's easily eroded by the water. It creates a labyrinth of caves and tunnels under the mountain. Giant stalactites build up over tens of thousands of years. This water has created the only place in the Himalaya where nothing ever changes. Winter to summer, the temperature is a constant 5 degrees Celsius. Ideal for the most unexpected of Himalayan creatures. Greater horseshoe bats can only flourish in the mountains because of these caves. Down here, it never freezes. It never snows. There is no wind. These bats are perhaps the one Himalayan animal that deals with extremes by avoiding them. A perfect sanctuary created by the water from the monsoon. And at 4,000 meters, on the slopes of Lasyok Mountain, is a burrow. Inside is a tiny animal who's about to take his first ever glimpse of the outside world. A baby Himalayan marmot. He has one big task ahead. He has to triple his weight in the next 12 weeks. When winter arrives, he will hibernate for 8 months, and for that, he needs to build big fat reserves. He has a lot of grass to eat. But there's competition. There are 50 other marmots living here, all facing the same challenge. On this, his first day outside, he must stake his claim. fight starts with a ritual pose. Then the rule book gets thrown out. Securing a patch of grass is just the first challenge. Up here, marmots are on everyone's menu. Tibetan fox, Himalayan brown bear, and golden eagles all feed on marmots. It's hard to concentrate on eating when you might get eaten yourself. Come evening, the villagers are forced to lock their livestock up in their own homes. Everyone is on edge. When night falls, the creature may come into the village looking for food. Dawn, and villagers can breathe a sigh of relief. Their defenses have held. But the mysterious creature is never far away, keeping an eye on its prey. Snow leopard. Mountain specialists. Thick fur to tackle the cold. Enlarged lungs for the thin air, and huge paws to spread their weight as they navigate the cliffs. They've no desire to be close to people. But in winter, the weather's so bad, it pushes them down to the village. It's hard to turn down an easy meal. There's a secret to surviving in this world. It's right in front of him. Brine flies, salt specialists. They pass the salt out of their bodies, leaving them sweet and juicy. All the lizard needs to do is catch them. get the equivalent of a teaspoon of fresh water, he has to eat 400 flies. This fly-ridden shoreline is a paradise. And that's the problem. There's a new guy in town. And this territory isn't big enough for the both of them. The defender puffs himself up. Perhaps looking larger than life will make the intruder back down. Owning a stake in this shoreline is the difference between life and death. Bad news for the intruder. For the victor, the prize is an endless supply of flies. And yet, white-winged Diuca finches thrive here. 5,500 meters up. Also known as glacier birds, they come to Kelkaya to avoid predators. And they've discovered the perfect place to raise a family. The glacier itself. Two chicks are hidden safely inside. The world's only glacier nesting birds. And this is the very first time anybody's seen inside one of their nests. At night, it drops to -10. But insulated in their nest, it's not the cold that threatens them up here. It's the sun. The chicks don't have long. In less than a month, their home will melt out of the ice cliff. It's a race against time. In places, Kelkaya is receding over 10 meters a year. Other nests have already fallen. Finally, one chick is bold enough to follow its parent into the outside world, leaving its sibling all alone. Now, the nest is beginning to collapse. As a last resort, the parents cut back on feeding. Perhaps a more hungry chick can be coaxed out.